Yep, you guessed right. Another video topic from your friend me. Coming back at you with another topic here, something that I've actually started writing topic ideas down, because when I'm just doing whatever, pacing around the house, talking to myself, or back in the good old days of being biking and kayaking and stuff, I'd be out under the sun doing what I loved, outdoors, and I'd think of topics, and then of course I'd forget about them. So today, or yesterday, I wrote down some topics, one of which I think I'm going to do right now. I mean, I know I'm going to do, that's why I'm recording this video, but the other ones shall be saved for the future, because I don't have it in me to do all of them right now. But I'm like, well, write down topics, that way you won't forget them. Good idea. And then I'm like, good idea. And I said, thank you. So this is a topic that it's just advice. I mean, I think everyone should obviously come to their own conclusions about whatever and stuff like that based on available information and stuff. But this is just my advice. I'm not by any means telling you guys what to think or what to, how to live your life. This is just my advice, something that I've experienced myself, and which is basically, what is it? Don't compare yourself to others. Again, this is just my advice, something that I, probably did when I was younger, which kind of made me, I don't know, it made not entirely positive feelings as a result, especially being quote-unquote crippled, and stuff like that. When you're quote-unquote crippled and not physically complete by the normal standards of whatever society, I mean, when you compare yourself to others and they're all, complete, I mean, you're not really going to end up with a positive outcome with that kind of situation. So I don't know, when I was in high school and stuff, I did a lot of it. Of course, when you're in high school, you don't really know much, but one of the main things about it is kind of happened when I was in my early 20s, which was pretty quick actually in the grand scheme of things, is because I was a movie, I always say I am a movie buff. And I've always, ever since I was a kid, made videos and movies and short films and short videos and this kind of stuff. And I think it occurred to me somewhere, well, it was in high school, because when I was a kid, I was also a drawer. I was an avid drawer, and I drew pictures and drew this and that. And then a friend of mine, or I should say acquaintance, because I never really liked him, was a drawer as well, drew as well. And he drew, in my opinion, a lot better. Well, I don't know. I guess he was better, technically better at it than I was, although I wasn't bad. I mean, he kind of went by the numbers, where I kind of just did whatever. But I think, long story short, in terms of if me and him, or if one of us were going to draw a comic book or had to do art, I'd say he'd probably, if me and him were vying, if we were both competing for a job and we both submitted our stuff, he'd probably get the job. We'll put it that way. I mean, I wasn't a bad drawer, but I don't think I was, technically as good as he was. And that actually kind of bummed me out, and it actually, so throughout the time in high school, as a result of seeing his drawings improve and improve, I actually did less and less of it. But I think it was also at the same time that I was getting more and more interested in making videos, and I was honing my videos craft. So I think that it's interesting, because when we were kids, it was like we were both interested in videos and drawing, and I think he just, in high school he did less and less videos and more drawing, and I did less and less drawing and more videos. But one thing that happened, I think not until probably I was in my early or mid-20s, was something that something that occurred to me in relation to my videos. I didn't really have anyone to compare. This might have been why, but I never had anyone to compare my videos to. That I didn't really know anyone else who was doing it, or at least no one that I knew was doing it as well as I was, if I may say so. But I didn't really know anyone else, so that's why. But then when I got into, I don't know, after I graduated and stuff, I was starting to do a little bit of, not very much, like one or two, bit of grip work or whatever you want to call it, just helping out on other people's independent movies, to try to just meet other people that were doing the same thing and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, ugh. And when I did it, I was always really disillusioned with what they were doing. I was like, God, why are they doing it this way? And this is stupid, and they're dumb, and it's like he's a director, but he's not doing anything. He's letting the cameraman do it, and just all this and that. So it had occurred to me that it's just like, I don't know, somewhere along the lines of doing that or whatever in relation to my own videos, I was just like, I may have been, influenced by what other people were doing or whatever. Not that I hung around a lot of these other people. I didn't do that very often. But it occurred to me at some point that it's just like, well, I know that when I've done projects, my most recent project, which I did like 5 years ago, which may be the last thing I do because my dad helped a lot with the projects, and he's dead, of course, now, and I don't really have anyone else to help me, and I don't have the drive to do projects anymore right now anyway, but I don't know, you'd even have actors that were doing my projects that would tell me, well, this is how you're supposed to do it, you gotta say action, and it's just like, no, I don't. I can say whatever the fuck I want. I can say fuck you, and that means go. I mean, that means action. I mean, what the fuck are you telling me? Like, see, my problem is, like, this relates to anything in the world, but we'll just keep it in, like, the movie biz, where these wannabe actors and shit are, like, so by the numbers, like, they're telling me, the guy who was gracious enough to hire them for my movie and pay them nothing to do it, what I'm supposed to be doing or the way I'm supposed to be making the movie. And it's just like, since I don't like confrontation, and it was would have been a waste of time to do it. I didn't like put my foot down and say, how dare you, this is my film, and I didn't do any of that shit. I was just kind of like in the back of my mind, I was like, you motherfucker, and I was just like, ha ha ha, action. Just because it would have been a waste of time, and I don't like conflict anyway to argue with them, So it occurred to me that over time, and then it's just like they saw, like when some of these people saw my movie, they were like telling me like how to change it, like how they thought I should change it. And it's just like, no, that's not how this works. The movie is done and that's how I want it to be. And if you want to make a movie a way you want to make it, you make a movie. And it was just like, I don't know, it was ridiculous, and I really covered what I feel like is a lot of time in this short amount of, a lot of stuff in this short amount of time. But long story short, I mean, I just reached a point, towards the end of my whole, film/video making time of my life where it was very freeing, and I wish I could have been there from day one, but unfortunately I wasn't, which was fuck what everyone else is doing in relation to, making movies or videos. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do how I want to do it. And if people, that are involved in my projects have something to say about it, they can say it and then just go away. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, and this, I guess I'm just using the movie thing because the movie thing might have been one of the biggest breakthroughs of me realizing this, which of course covers so much in the whole gauntlet of life, which is, can be compare yourself to people in relation to sporting, anything that you may do, if you like photography, or if you like being in porn movies, or if you like, bodybuilding, or if you like doing a specific sport, or swimming competition, or golf, or anything. I think a lot of people compare themselves to other people, and I think as a result, I think a lot of people end up feeling, I think it ends up bringing them down. And what I've learned is just like, of course it also helps when you're, well, and I guess it helps is the wrong word, but when you're a quote unquote cripple, it's, you can't exactly compare you pretty much stop comparing yourself to people because it's a no-win situation, if those other people have all their limbs. So it's kind of like, but when I stopped comparing myself to people, even when I go to the gym, it's just like, at first when I started going there, it was kind of like you'd see big buff guys and it'd be like, oh man, and you might feel intimidated, or you might feel like dumb for being there, and it's like, now I don't give a fuck. I'm the the size I am now, and that's me at this particular point in my life. And just because I'm not like Arnold Schwarzenegger, doesn't mean anything negative, I mean, not knocking fat people, but, on the flip side of it, you can say, well, I'm not, I'm as fit as I am, which is fitter than I've ever been before. And it's like, I don't have to be as fit as that guy over there, or that girl over there, or even anyone. I'm where I am now, and I'm truly, happy with it. I'm content with it. And I'm not looking at everyone, I'm looking at other people going, good for them, or wow, or yay them, or whatever, but I'm not letting it bring me down. I'm like, well, okay, good on them, and it's like, at the same time, good for me, look at where I'm at, so personally for me, in closing, the whole thing of not comparing myself to other people was a huge, it let a lot of pressure off my shoulders in life, because, there's comparing yourself to people is really, in my experience, maybe that's just because, I don't know, whatever, in my experience, isn't really a no-win situation. It's just like, I don't know, you are who you are, and not any other person on the planet has anything to do with who you are, When I was a kid, which was normal, I think it's very normal when someone's a kid and a teenager to idolize, movie stars or certain things, and you want to dress like them or be like them. I think that's a part of being a kid or a young person. But I think some people continue it throughout their life, and it was really nice when I could just walk away from that and just, be like, fine being me, I don't, strive to be anyone else. I'm just me, and I just like me, and, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about this topic. That's just my opinion. You can, of course, do whatever you want, and I would, suggest do whatever you want, but my opinion is, don't compare yourself to other people, because you're not other people, you're you. And believe it or not, there isn't another you on this whole planet. There's just, there's just you. You are just you. I'm a little loopy right now, so I might not be making total sense, but it's kind of late. But, and I'm kind of talked out. But that's the gist of this whole video, and it seems like I covered a whole lot in a short period of time. So thank you very much for watching. That's all I can say. I already said it. Don't compare yourself to other people, because there's really never really, in my experience, necessarily always a good outcome to it. I think it always ends up being, you're always going to be not satisfied with yourself, or potentially not satisfied with yourself if you do that. So that's just a little bit of my advice here coming from this guy here on YouTube or whatever, and I don't know. Take it or leave it, I guess. I just wanted to, that was something I don't know what made me think of that, but obviously I jotted it down on the old topic list, so I can make a video about it. Now I can scratch it off the list. So thank you very much for watching, and I guess we'll let you guys go before the 14-minute, well, it's going to be 14 minutes right now, but anyway, we'll let you guys all go like a minute earlier or so, and until next time, have a good one.